Hello there, and welcome to Sleepy Scientist Waves. I'm really glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe you've had a long day, or maybe you're the kind of person who likes to fall asleep with deep thoughts, not counting sheep, but drifting through space and wonder. Either way, you're in the right place. All you have to do now is relax. Let your breathing slow. Let your mind loosen its grip on the day. Because tonight, we're not looking at the stars. We're going beyond them, beyond the light itself, into the darkest, strangest, and most mysterious places in the universe. We're falling gently into a black hole. You've probably heard the word before, black hole. Maybe in movies or science videos, or whispered with curiosity by people who imagine them as cosmic monsters devouring everything in their path. But tonight, we'll see them differently. Not as monsters, but as mysteries, as ancient, elegant structures shaped by the laws of gravity, silence, and time. So settle in, close your eyes if you'd like, and let's begin. A black hole begins with a star, a very large one, far greater than our sun. Every star, no matter how bright, has a lifetime. It burns through its fuel, it shines, it grows, and one day it begins to fade. For most stars, that fading is gentle. They cool, they dim, they leave behind a quiet ember. But for the truly massive ones, their ending is spectacular. When they run out of fuel, they collapse under their own gravity, crushing inward until their mass becomes so dense that not even light can escape. That's when a black hole is born. Imagine it. All the weight of a star squeezed into a space smaller than a city. A point so dense, space itself bends inward like fabric pulled tight by invisible hands. The universe doesn't know what to do with such extremes. The equations break down. Time slows. And in that silence, something beautiful and terrifying takes shape. We call the outer boundary of that region the event horizon. It's the edge of no return. Once you cross it, nothing, not even light, can make it back out. From far away, it looks like a shadow, a perfect circle of darkness surrounded by a halo of glowing matter. But to anything that falls in, it's not a wall. It's simply a place where the rules change. If you fell toward a black hole, you wouldn't feel a sudden stop. You wouldn't crash. You'd just keep falling, deeper, slower, until space and time themselves begin to trade places. Out there, the future always points inward, toward the singularity. That word, singularity, means a point where our understanding ends. A place where gravity is so intense that all our equations fail. It's the center of mystery, where the known universe folds into the unknown. Scientists believe that every black hole hides one. And yet, we can't see it. We can only see what orbits around it, the swirling gas, the spiraling light, the hot, glowing storms that dance at the edge of eternity. In 2019, for the first time, humanity saw this shadow for real, a glowing ring of light surrounding a dark void, the black hole in the galaxy M87, 55 million light-years away. It wasn't just a picture, it was a mirror held up to the impossible, a confirmation that the theories of Einstein, whispered across a century, were true. Space really can bend so far that even light cannot escape. But here's something gentler to think about. If our sun were suddenly replaced by a black hole of equal mass, nothing would happen to Earth's orbit. We wouldn't be sucked in or torn apart. We'd simply continue circling it in darkness, because black holes don't pull any harder than their mass allows. They're not cosmic vacuums. They're just places where gravity has gone as far as it possibly can. Near a black hole, time slows. That's not science fiction. It's relativity. The stronger the gravity, the slower time passes. If you could hover near the event horizon, 1 hour for you could mean thousands, even millions of years passing in the wider universe. You'd watch the cosmos evolve, stars born and dying in fast forward, while your own clock ticked almost still. But from someone watching you, it would look the opposite. You'd appear to slow, to freeze on the edge, fading into red light until you vanished entirely, stretched thin across time itself. That's called gravitational redshift. Light losing energy as it tries to climb out of the deep well of gravity. It's the universe's way of saying that even color is bent by gravity's pull, and though nothing escapes once it's crossed the horizon, there's a whisper of an exception: Hawking radiation. Stephen Hawking discovered that black holes aren't truly black. They emit a faint, ghostly glow, caused by tiny quantum effects at their edges. It's as if the universe can't quite bear to keep anything completely silent. Even the darkest things must eventually fade. Over unimaginable spans of time, that radiation causes black holes to shrink. They evaporate. The smallest ones vanish first, bursting softly into energy. The largest, the supermassive ones at the centers of galaxies, will take longer than the universe's current age to disappear. They'll be the last lights to go out in a cosmos grown cold and still. Every galaxy has one, even ours. At the heart of the Milky Way sits a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A. It has the mass of about 4 million suns. Right now, it's quiet, sleeping, you might say. But we can see the stars near it, moving in dizzying loops, pulled by its hidden gravity. They circle an invisible center, proof of the power we cannot see. Sometimes black holes wake. When gas, dust, or even stars fall toward them, the matter spins and heats up, glowing brighter than anything else in the galaxy. These brilliant objects are called quasars, black holes feeding on the universe itself. They can outshine 1 trillion suns, visible across billions of light years. And yet at their heart lies silence, a place where all that light is born and then swallowed. Black holes merge too. They find one another in the dark and spiral together in a dance that lasts millions of years. When they finally collide, they send ripples through space-time, gravitational waves that travel across the cosmos, stretching and squeezing the fabric of reality. In 2015, we detected those ripples for the first time. A sound from across the universe, the faint echo of 2 black holes colliding. It was a new kind of astronomy, one that doesn't look at light but listens to gravity itself. Some black holes are tiny, only a few kilometers wide, born from single stars collapsing. Others are enormous, billions of kilometers across, born from galaxies merging and feeding for eons. And some may be even older, primordial black holes, formed just moments after the Big Bang, scattered like seeds throughout the early cosmos. No one has ever seen one, but if they exist, they might explain one of the biggest mysteries of all: dark matter, the invisible substance that holds galaxies together. Maybe the universe's missing mass isn't made of strange particles, but ancient black holes from the dawn of time. There's something poetic about that, isn't there? That the same things we fear as voids might actually be the scaffolding of creation itself. When 2 black holes orbit each other, their gravity distorts space so much that time around them becomes a whirlpool. It's called frame dragging, space-time itself being twisted and pulled by the black hole's spin. If you could hover nearby, you wouldn't just feel gravity, you'd feel space moving under you, like a slow cosmic tide.
And if you fell in, you wouldn't even notice the moment of no return. There's no sound,
No line to cross, no wall to hit, just the slow, endless pull forward. Some scientists call that moment spaghettification, because gravity stretches you lengthwise and squeezes you sideways until your atoms line up like threads. It's a terrible fate. And yet, in the strange calm of physics, it's also beautiful. The final merging of self and space. To an outside observer, you'd never fall. Your image would freeze on the edge, fading forever but never crossing. From your perspective, though, you'd continue, falling endlessly toward the center, toward a mystery that physics still can't describe. Some think that black holes could be bridges, wormholes, tunnels linking distant parts of the universe. Others think they could even connect one universe to another. If that's true, then perhaps every black hole is a door, and every singularity a new beginning. But for now, that's only imagination, the quiet dream of scientists who dare to ask what lies beyond the end of space and time. So as you lie here tonight, listening, breathing slowly, remember this. Black holes are not just destroyers, they're recyclers. Every particle that falls in contributes to something new. Maybe not here, maybe not now, but somewhere, somehow. The universe wastes nothing. In the darkness of a black hole, the story doesn't end. It just becomes quiet, waiting for someone, somewhere, to listen again. And so, as we drift deeper into this vast, invisible sea of gravity, the silence grows softer, not empty, but full of the quiet hum of physics at work, full of the weight of time bending itself into impossible shapes, full of everything that has ever fallen, and everything that might one day fall still. The universe, you see, is patient. It waits, and black holes are its deepest breaths, long, slow inhalations of matter, time, and energy. If you could listen closely enough, perhaps you'd hear them. Not as a sound exactly, but as a vibration in space-time itself. A low, endless note that never stops resonating. Every black hole, no matter how small, holds a record of everything it has consumed. Not in any form we can read, but somehow the information remains. Physicists call this the information paradox. The question of whether data that falls into a black hole is truly lost forever. If it is, then the laws of quantum mechanics, which say information can never be destroyed, would break. But if it isn't, then somehow it must still exist, encoded on the event horizon itself, as if the universe writes everything that ever happens onto the edge of space. That idea is called the holographic principle, the notion that reality in its deepest form might be like a projection, that everything within the universe could be described by information stored on a distant surface. It's strange, beautiful, and maybe true. And black holes are the proof, or the question, that points us toward it. When a star collapses into a black hole, the balance of forces that once held it up vanishes. Inside, gravity wins completely. Outside, the space around it warps, curving the paths of planets, light, and even time itself. It's like placing a marble on a stretched sheet. The marble sinks, and everything nearby rolls inward. But a black hole isn't just a dent in the fabric of space. It's a bottomless well. There's no floor, only deeper and deeper gravity. Black holes form from collisions. Two neutron stars, the dense remnants of exploded suns, spiraling together until their mass becomes too much to resist. The moment they merge, a flash of gamma rays bursts outward, the brightest light in the universe. Then silence again. Another black hole born. If you could see them with your eyes, and you can't, they'd look almost still, dark against dark. But the space around them would shimmer, gas clouds pulled into thin streams, spiraling, heating, glowing in ultraviolet light. Jets of radiation shooting out from the poles at nearly the speed of light. Each one a lighthouse in the cosmic night, powered by something we can never touch. In galaxies billions of light years away, these black holes blaze so brightly that they outshine every star around them. They are the beating hearts of the early universe, turning chaos into structure, carving out the galaxies we see today. Without them, the stars would not have gathered, the galaxies would not have formed, and perhaps life itself would never have had a home. It's humbling, isn't it? That the same things we call voids might also be creators. That from collapse comes birth, and from silence, the structure of everything. If you could travel close to a black hole, truly close, you would feel a kind of vertigo that defies words. Stars above you would stretch and swirl, their light bending in impossible arcs. Space would not feel flat or distant anymore. It would feel alive, fluid, rippling like water under invisible tides. Even your sense of direction would fade. Down, up, forward. They would lose meaning. There would only be the pull. The slow, quiet draw inward as the stars fade and the horizon becomes all there is. Astronomers study these regions not by looking at the black hole itself, but at what happens around it. When matter falls in, it releases enormous energy. More than 1 million nuclear explosions every second. That energy shines as X-rays, radio waves, and bursts of light that telescopes can detect. By watching those signals, we can map the invisible. We can see the shadows of things that light cannot touch. And yet, even with all our instruments, black holes remain deeply personal mysteries. Because what they really show us is how fragile the rules of the universe are, how thin the line is between what we can know and what we can only imagine. For Einstein, they were a consequence of equations, strange but inevitable. For Hawking, they were a paradox, puzzles that revealed how incomplete our understanding of reality truly is. For us, lying here in the soft dark, they are both, a symbol of how small we are and how far our minds can reach. Some black holes spin, slowly, or near the speed of light. Their spin drags space itself around them, twisting it like a whirlpool. If you threw a beam of light across such a black hole, it wouldn't travel straight. It would bend, curve, and in some cases, loop completely around before escaping. That's why we can sometimes see light from the back of a black hole, wrapped around by gravity's hands. The fastest spinning black holes complete a full rotation in less than a millisecond. Think about that. Something with the mass of millions of suns turning 1,000 times in the blink of an eye. And yet, to the universe, that motion is gentle. It's part of the balance. Over time, black holes don't just consume, they shape. They set the rhythm of galaxies, regulating how stars are born. When they feed, they release winds and jets that push gas away, slowing the birth of new suns. When they rest, that gas cools and condenses again, and the cycle begins anew. They are the quiet regulators of cosmic life. The breath of the universe, inhale, exhale, in gravity and light. If you could zoom far enough out, beyond our solar system, beyond our galaxy, you'd see that all the light you've ever known is surrounded by darkness. But that darkness is not empty. It's textured, it's structured, filled with invisible wells, black holes waiting silently between the stars. And yet, they are not rare. The universe might hold trillions of them. Every second, somewhere, another one is born. From a dying star, a collision, a quiet collapse. It's happening right now, in galaxies we'll never see. Each black hole has a story. Each one once shone as a star. Each one has consumed, transformed, and waited in silence ever since. Their lifetimes stretch beyond measure. Millions, billions, perhaps forever. And still, they change. They evaporate, slowly. They lose energy, one quantum at a time, through Hawking radiation. In the far future, long after the last star has faded, the last black holes will whisper away into nothing. The universe will go dark, not with violence, but with peace. The final breath of creation returning to stillness. That is the quiet truth of black holes. They are not endings. They are transitions. They are bridges between what was and what will be. The gravity that pulls us inward is the same force that once pulled dust into stars, stars into galaxies, galaxies into webs of light. It's all one motion, collapse and creation over and over for eternity. So maybe that's what black holes really are. The universe's reminder that even in total darkness, there is still connection. That what falls is never truly lost, only transformed. If you could drift beside one now, in a ship immune to its pull, you might feel peace. The light around you bending softly, the stars forming halos, the universe mirrored upon itself. You'd be looking not into death, but into symmetry, the purest shape of gravity made visible. And if you listened long enough, maybe you'd start to hear it. The low hum of space-time itself, the slow music of the cosmos, playing on forever. Sleep now if you'd like. Let that idea sink into you like starlight into deep water. The universe is not cruel. It's just vast and patient and full of transformations we barely understand. And in that vastness, black holes are its pauses, the quiet between sentences, the still point in an eternal rhythm, the silence that
far
makes
out
the
in
song.
the quiet arms of the universe, between galaxies that shimmer like dust in sunlight, there are oceans of black holes moving silently through the dark. They do not glow. They do not speak. They simply wait. Gravity wrapped in stillness. Each one carries a memory of what came before. A star's final heartbeat, a cloud's collapse, the slow choreography of light folding inward. If you could see time itself, you'd find that black holes sit like anchors in the current, places where moments hesitate, where the river of reality bends and lingers. Some of them wander. They drift across galaxies, unseen travelers carrying invisible weight. If one passed through our solar system, it might go unnoticed. No sound, no light, just a quiet tug, a whisper in the orbit of the planets. The universe is full of them, roaming, patient, eternal. Black holes are the great recyclers of existence. What they consume is not destroyed. It becomes part of something new. Perhaps matter reshaped, perhaps energy reborn, perhaps something we cannot yet name. The laws of physics bend here, but they do not break. They only remind us that our understanding is incomplete, and that even silence has depth. The space around a black hole is called the ergosphere, a region where nothing can remain still. Here, space-time itself is dragged in circles by the black hole's rotation, forcing everything nearby to move with it. It's like standing in a whirlpool where the water itself is alive. And yet even in that motion, there is beauty. Particles dancing, light bending, everything tracing the invisible geometry of gravity. For something so powerful, black holes are incredibly simple, defined by only 3 numbers: their mass, their spin, and their electric charge. That's all. No matter what falls into them, stars, planets, light, memories, it all becomes the same, indistinguishable. The universe doesn't hold grudges, it balances. Imagine the view near one, a horizon glowing faintly from the heated gas around it, a deep void at the center that swallows light completely, and beyond it all, the quiet hum of infinity. The radiation we detect from these regions tells us stories. We can read their temperature, their spin, their hunger. We know when they're feeding, when they're resting, and when they've collided with something vast. But we never see inside. We never see the truth. And maybe that's the point, that some mysteries are meant to stay quiet, so that wonder never dies. If you fell into a black hole, a thought experiment only, since no one could survive the journey, you'd notice something strange. As you approached, the light from stars behind you would bend and circle around, forming halos. The universe would appear to wrap around you, curving toward the center. Time would slow until every movement felt suspended. To the outside world, you'd fade, your light stretched thinner and thinner until it disappeared. But from your own view, you'd continue falling, faster and faster, until the very concept of motion lost meaning. And then, nothing. Not destruction, not pain, but a transition. A crossing into a realm where our language, our physics, and our sense of time no longer apply. No one knows what lies beyond. Some say it's an end. Others say it's a bridge. Perhaps in that depth, all things are connected again. It's possible that black holes hold the key to understanding the universe's beginning, the mathematics that describe their centers, their singularities, mirror those that describe the Big Bang itself. Both are places where space and time fold into a single point. Maybe the end of one universe is the seed of another. Maybe creation and collapse are the same breath, drawn in opposite directions.
The more we learn, the more delicate the picture becomes. Quantum theory tells us that particles and energy flicker in and out of existence all the time, even in empty space. This restless dance is what gives rise to Hawking radiation, the slow, ghostly glow that allows black holes to evaporate. Over trillions upon trillions of years, they fade. Their horizons shrink. Their energy returns to the void. And when the last one goes, the universe will fall silent. A quiet, endless equilibrium. But even that might not be the end. Some theories suggest that black holes leave behind a memory, a whisper of geometry that could one day seed something new. Others imagine that when they vanish, they release their information all at once in a final burst of light. The last story ever told. And then there's the idea, strange but beautiful, that every black hole's interior might bloom into a new universe. That when matter collapses here, it expands elsewhere. That every horizon is a doorway, every singularity a birth. If that were true, our own universe might be the inside of a black hole, born from another, larger cosmos beyond. A chain of creation, infinite, recursive, forever. The mathematics allows it. And sometimes the math is the only language the universe speaks clearly. But tonight, you don't need to solve equations. You don't need to measure or prove anything. All you need is to feel it. The vastness, the quiet, the endless transformation. The way gravity shapes not just space, but story. When you look up at the night sky, every speck of light you see competes with an unseen darkness. For every star there is a shadow, for every burst of light a pause where light cannot go. And somehow both are necessary. Without the black, the stars would have no contrast. Without the silence, the song would have no meaning. In that balance, black holes are poetry. They are the universe inhaling, holding its breath, waiting to exhale again. Sometimes, when astronomers observe them, they listen, not with ears, but with detectors tuned to gravity's vibrations. When two black holes collide, they send ripples through space-time, like the surface of a pond trembling from a single drop. Those ripples reach Earth billions of years later, faint but clear, a vibration smaller than an atom, carrying a message across eternity. Something immense has just happened. It's humbling to think that we can detect such whispers, that from our tiny planet, we can sense the echo of something that occurred before humanity even existed. That's the wonder of science, not the certainty, but the listening, the quiet, patient curiosity that allows us to hear the universe breathe. And so, when you rest tonight, remember this. Somewhere out there, a black hole is spinning. Its mass is curving space, bending time, guiding starlight like a river of glass. It has seen the birth of galaxies and will outlive them all. It is silent, but not empty. Still, but never static. It holds within it the memory of everything it has touched. And as you breathe, slowly, gently, your chest rising and falling with the rhythm of the dark, you're part of that same pattern. The same gravity that shapes black holes keeps your feet on the earth. The same atoms that fall into stars and vanish into singularities are the ones that make your body, your breath, your heartbeat. You are not separate from the universe. You are what it's made of. Light and dust, time and silence, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of infinity too. Sleep now. Let the darkness cradle you. It's not the end. It's the beginning of every dream the universe ever had.
Somewhere in the deep night between galaxies, a supermassive black hole waits inside a faint, ancient galaxy cluster. It has been silent for billions of years. No more stars feed its hunger. No more light circles its edge. Yet it still turns, a monument of motion, a memory of collapse. If you could stand far enough away to watch it without being pulled in, you wouldn't see darkness. You'd see distortion. The space around it would ripple, bending light like heat over sand. Stars behind it would appear to smear and curve, their images multiplied and stretched by gravity itself. That bending of light, gravitational lensing, is how we know black holes are real. They betray themselves through the way they shape what passes near them. They hide, but they cannot stay unseen. Astronomers once captured the first image of a black hole, a golden ring surrounding a void. That ring wasn't the black hole itself, but the light trapped around it, swirling just before vanishing. What we saw was the edge of the unseeable, the event horizon. It was like looking at a footprint left by the universe itself, a silent, eternal impression in the fabric of space. The bigger a black hole becomes, the gentler its pull at the horizon. A small, stellar black hole would tear you apart long before you reached its edge. A process called spaghettification, where gravity stretches your body into a thin stream of atoms. But near a supermassive black hole, like the one at the center of our galaxy, the gradient is so soft that you could, in theory, cross the horizon without feeling anything at all. You wouldn't even know when it happened. You would just keep falling, calmly, endlessly, into a place where time and space switch roles, where distance becomes time, and time becomes direction. No one knows what lies at the center. Some call it a singularity, a point of infinite density where the laws of physics break down. But infinity in nature is rarely literal. It might be a doorway to another form of reality. Maybe the singularity isn't a point, but a region of quantum foam, where space-time froths,
and flickers in impossible ways. Maybe the universe itself began from such a place. The ultimate collapse, reborn as expansion. If the universe could look inward, perhaps it would find black holes as mirrors of its own beginning. The Big Bang was not an explosion in space, but an explosion of space. Just as a black hole is not a hole in the universe, but a fold of it, one expanding outward, the other collapsing inward, two halves of the same breath. Some black holes spin so fast that their edges drag space-time itself around them, a phenomenon called frame dragging. Anything nearby must rotate with it, even light. It's as if the black hole takes the very fabric of existence and twists it into a cosmic whirlpool. In that twist, energy can be extracted, a process first imagined by physicist Roger Penrose. He showed that, in theory, you could drop an object into the ergosphere, split it in two, and let one piece fall inward while the other escapes with more energy than it entered. It means that even darkness can give back light, that even the void holds potential for renewal. And this isn't just theory. We've seen jets, powerful streams of plasma, burst from the poles of spinning black holes. They stretch for thousands of light years, glowing like spears of light in the night. We don't yet fully understand how they form, but we know they carry energy back into the galaxy, feeding the growth of stars, stirring the gas, igniting new life. Even destruction gives birth to creation. Even collapse becomes rebirth.
Every galaxy we know has a supermassive black hole at its center. Some are quiet. Some blaze with unimaginable energy, forming what we call quasars, cosmic beacons so bright they outshine entire galaxies. They are black holes in their most active stage, devouring matter so furiously that the light from the heated gas can be seen across the universe. When we look at a quasar, we're looking into the past, billions of years ago, seeing the universe as it once was, full of fire and motion. And yet, those black holes are still out there, still burning, still waiting. Not all black holes are giants. Some are small, born from dying stars. When a star many times heavier than the sun runs out of fuel, its core collapses under its own weight. The outer layers explode outward as a supernova, but the core, too dense to resist its own gravity, falls inward, shrinking until it becomes a black hole. In that instant, all the light that star ever gave, every planet that may have orbited it, all its history and warmth, folds into silence. But that silence is not an ending. It's a continuation, a quieter form of being. Some of these stellar black holes wander freely, drifting through space like invisible ghosts. They may capture nearby stars, forming binary systems, one visible, one dark. As the star's gas falls toward the black hole, it forms an accretion disk, a bright swirling halo of matter heated to millions of degrees. To telescopes, it appears as an X-ray source, flickering softly, pulsing with hunger. We can map these flickers like heartbeats, the rhythm of the cosmos feeding itself. The largest black holes defy imagination. The one in the galaxy M87, the same one photographed in 2019, weighs over 6.5 billion times as much as the Sun. Others are even larger, with masses exceeding tens of billions of suns. These are not simply collapsed stars. They are gravitational cities. Entire solar systems could orbit within their event horizons and never escape. Their presence shapes the growth of galaxies themselves. They are the architects of the cosmos. And then, at the far edge of theory, lie the smallest black holes, hypothetical remnants of the early universe, called primordial black holes. If they exist, they were born just after the Big Bang, when density fluctuations in the newborn cosmos created tiny collapses. Some may be as small as mountains, others as tiny as atoms, and yet each would hold the weight of worlds. They may still roam through space today, ancient and invisible, reminders of the universe's turbulent infancy. The idea that black holes evaporate through Hawking radiation changed everything. Before that, we believed they were eternal, permanent abysses in space-time. But Stephen Hawking showed that quantum mechanics refuses to allow such permanence. Even the emptiest space near the event horizon is alive with virtual particles, pairs that constantly pop in and out of existence. When one of them falls in and the other escapes, the black hole loses a bit of energy, a tiny fraction of mass. Over unimaginable timescales, this adds up. A black hole can fade away, not with a bang, but with a sigh, a long exhale of existence into equilibrium. Imagine that final moment, trillions of years from now. The stars have burned out, galaxies have dimmed, the universe has cooled, and somewhere in that darkness, the last black holes whisper their final light. Not loud, not violent, just a faint shimmer in the quiet sea of eternity. Then, stillness. But maybe that stillness isn't the end. Maybe it's the pause before the next beginning. Perhaps the information black holes hold, every photon, every particle, every story, isn't lost at all. Perhaps it waits, encoded in the curvature of space-time,
ready to unfold again in a new creation. Maybe this has happened before. Maybe every universe breathes, expanding, collapsing, expanding again. Infinite lives within infinite nights. And through all of it, black holes remain the constant reminder that even in total darkness, there is structure. Even in endings, there is design. They are the universe's way of balancing beauty and gravity, chaos and calm. So as you lie here now, breathing softly, let that idea settle in you. You are made of atoms that have been through stars. You are built from the debris of supernovas and the quiet remnants of collapse. You carry within you the same physics that governs black holes, the same gravity that curves space, the same time that slows near their edge. You are not small in comparison to the cosmos. You are the cosmos, aware of itself. Close your eyes. Picture the endless dark, filled not with fear but with calm. The dark is not empty. It is full of potential, waiting to unfold. And as you drift towards sleep, you join that rhythm, a quiet motion through space and thought, through time and rest, through all that was and will ever be. The stars fade, the light dims, and somewhere in that stillness, a black hole turns slowly, silently, keeping the secrets of the universe
far
safe
beyond what
until
our eyes
morning
can see.
comes.
Past the starlight and nebulae lies a place where time itself has forgotten how to move. The event horizon is silent now. Nothing new falls in. The galaxy around it has aged and dimmed. Yet the black hole remains, a heart of gravity beating softly in the quiet. It doesn't hunger anymore. It simply waits. If we could hover nearby, if our ship could resist the pull and our minds could endure the sight, we'd see something impossible. The light of everything that ever fell in is still there, frozen on the horizon, never quite gone. Each photon stretched and slowed, becoming redder, dimmer, fainter, until it almost disappears. But not quite. That's the paradox. From the outside, nothing truly vanishes. It only fades into stillness. And in that stillness lies every story ever told by matter and energy. A silent library written in curvature and heat. The black hole radiates faintly, hawking radiation, soft as a whisper, like heat from something that should be cold. Each particle that escapes carries away a fraction of information, a tiny signature of what once was. To us, it looks like emptiness dissolving. But to the universe, it's a translation. The black hole slowly giving back what it took, one quantum at a time. If you were to wait long enough, you'd see it shrink. Not quickly, not in your lifetime, not even in the lifetime of galaxies, but over aeons beyond imagination. The black hole that once devoured suns becomes smaller than a mountain, then smaller than a grain of sand, and finally, smaller than an atom. A flicker of gravity, then light, then nothing. It doesn't explode violently. It simply releases its last breath of radiation and disappears into the calm. The universe continues to expand. Stars fade, gas grows thin. The background hum of energy becomes faint, stretched by space itself. The cosmos cools into darkness. In that endless night, only the black holes remain, ancient anchors holding the memory of creation. They drift apart, further and further, until even they begin to fade. Time slows near them, but outside, the clock of eternity keeps ticking. Whole galaxies dissolve into distance. The last starlight flickers out, no heat, no sound, just a deep, infinite stillness. This is the era called the Black Hole Age, the quiet reign of gravity. It will last longer than everything that came before. For trillions upon trillions of years, black holes will rule the darkness, Their invisible gravity wells shaping the last currents of space-time. And then, one by one, they will vanish. The cosmos will become a smooth, cold expanse, the final act of thermodynamic balance. No contrast, no difference, just calm. But maybe, just maybe, the story doesn't stop there, because every end leaves behind a seed. Every silence carries the memory of sound. Perhaps the energy released by the final black holes will ripple through the void, gathering like mist. Maybe those ripples will grow dense again, fold in on themselves, and ignite a new beginning, a new universe, a new dawn. Some physicists believe that every black hole might create a new universe inside it, a baby cosmos, sealed off from ours by the event horizon. From our side, it looks like collapse. From the inside, it might feel like creation. Maybe our universe was born this way, from the heart of a black hole in another universe. If so, everything you see, everything you are, is part of that echo. We are the inside of someone else's collapse. Their ending became...
It's humbling to think that destruction and creation are never opposites, just phases of the same dance. A dying star becomes a black hole. A black hole radiates its memory back into the cosmos. Those memories become particles, and those particles may one day form new stars. The universe breathes, not with lungs, but with gravity and light, expansion, collapse, birth, death, silence, song. If you could listen to the rhythm of the universe, you'd hear it in your own heartbeat. Every pulse, every breath, is a reflection of that same cosmic flow. Energy cycling endlessly, transforming but never truly disappearing. You are made of stardust that once burned in the heart of a star, and atoms that may have passed through black holes and been reborn again. You are not outside the universe watching it. You are the universe, experiencing itself from within. When you breathe in, imagine you're drawing in starlight. When you exhale, imagine releasing it back into space. This is the cosmic exchange. Energy flowing from the infinite through you and back again. Your thoughts are made of the same energy that curves around black holes. Your emotions ripple through you like gravity through space-time. Even your silence contains echoes of creation. If there is a lesson in black holes, it is not fear. It is surrender. The universe doesn't resist gravity. It flows with it. The black hole doesn't fight its nature. It simply is, pure, still, complete. Maybe peace is found not in avoiding the pull, but in learning to fall with grace. To fall is to let go. To let go is to trust that you are still part of everything, even when you cannot see what's next. The black hole reminds us that endings are not voids, they are transitions. The collapse of one moment becomes the birth of another. And somewhere beyond the horizon, time begins again. So as you drift toward sleep, imagine yourself falling, not in fear, but in wonder. Falling through the soft dark of space, through the quiet between galaxies, through the gentle, endless pull of the unknown. You are safe. You are carried. You are exactly where the universe means you to be. The stars fade behind you. The horizon glows ahead. Gravity wraps around you like a blanket of calm. And as you surrender to it, you realize there was never anything to fear in the dark, because you are the dark. You are the light within it. You are the breath of creation itself. The black hole turns slowly. Time folds softly. And somewhere in that eternal silence, the universe begins again. Close your eyes. Imagine you're floating in the quiet. No edges, no up or down, only smooth darkness that feels like velvet on your skin. You are not falling. You are not flying. You're simply drifting, like dust carried by invisible hands. This is the space between everything, where gravity becomes soft and time becomes slow. Here, even the heartbeat of the universe has grown faint. The galaxies you once knew are now threads of light stretched thin across eternity, each one a memory, each one a whisper. You drift closer to a black hole, one of the oldest left in existence. Its mass is enormous, yet it feels peaceful. It doesn't devour or rage. It rests, a sphere of gravity, holding the shape of what once was. Around it glows a faint halo, the final light from its long life. This glow isn't bright, but gentle, like the last ember of a dying fire. And as you move closer, you see something unexpected. The surface of the black hole, that invisible horizon, shimmers. It's not solid, it's not empty, it's alive. Tiny vibrations ripple across it, like water disturbed by a soft breeze. Each ripple is a quantum fluctuation, a particle appearing, disappearing, reappearing. The horizon
This is where the
hums with quiet
laws of
life.
physics meet the limits of imagination. The closer you look, the more beautiful it becomes. Every ripple is a piece of information, the memory of something that once fell in. Nothing is truly lost. Every photon, every atom, every heartbeat that ever reached this edge leaves an impression, a record, written in the texture of space-time itself. Even here, in the deepest silence, memory endures. The universe is kind that way. It forgets nothing. It simply transforms. A black hole doesn't destroy. It changes the shape of information, folding it, compressing it, holding it close. And slowly, over eons, it lets it go again as soft radiation. A quiet sigh that says, "I remember." Scientists call this Hawking radiation, but you might call it something simpler: forgiveness. The slow release of everything held too tightly. Even gravity learns to let go. If you listen closely, you can almost hear it, a faint rhythm in the dark, like breath. Expansion, contraction, energy flowing outward, then folding back in. The universe inhales, the universe exhales. Now imagine yourself as part of that rhythm. Each breath you take mirrors the cosmic dance. When you inhale, you draw in starlight, the same hydrogen that fuels suns. When you exhale, you release it back, adding warmth to the invisible current around you. You are not separate from this. You are part of the same pattern that shapes galaxies and bends time. Let yourself drift further inward. You are now at the edge of the event horizon, the boundary between what can be seen and what lies beyond. But instead of fear, you feel wonder. The horizon glows faintly beneath you, a perfect circle of calm. You reach out, not with hands, but with awareness. You touch it, and the moment you do, something changes. Time begins to ripple. You see everything at once: the birth of stars, the rise of galaxies, the quiet death of light, all of it unfolding, folding, repeating. You see your own life, every joy, every pain, every thought, as part of the same flow. There was never separation, only continuity, only change of form. The black hole isn't a monster, it's a mirror. And in that mirror, you see the truth. All things end, all things return, all things begin again. Somewhere, deep within this gravity well, lies a spark, a seed of new space, new time, new possibility. Perhaps inside every black hole, a new universe expands silently, unaware of the one that gave it birth. Maybe that's what creation really is, one universe dreaming another into being. And maybe, right now, as you listen, you are part of that dream. The darkness is warm. The pull is gentle. You let go of everything you once thought you needed. Names, thoughts, stories, expectations. They drift away like dust illuminated by soft starlight. What remains is peace. Pure, quiet, unshakable peace. You are weightless now. You are light, unbound. You are what gravity feels like when it forgets to hold. The black hole fades around you. Its edges dissolve. You realize you've passed through it, not crushed or erased, but transformed. On the other side, light returns. It's not harsh or bright. It's gentle, golden, endless. You float in that light, and for a moment, you understand. You have always been here. You will always be here. Every fall, every loss, every silence was just another step in the universe remembering itself. The stars begin to return, blooming one by one across the sky. Galaxies swirl, newborn and glowing. Nebulas rise like cosmic gardens. Time begins again, not as a line, but as a circle. And somewhere in that circle, you find yourself calm, quiet, infinite. The black hole you passed through is gone now, but its memory lingers in your breath. Every inhale, every heartbeat is the universe continuing. You are its continuation. You are its voice, soft and steady, whispering through time. I am still here. The universe listens, it smiles, and in the deep cosmic silence, it whispers back, so am I. You're floating again, but this time the darkness is not empty. It's full, rich with quiet color and motion. Faint blues, deep golds, drifting silvers. They move like breath across water, slow and endless. Everywhere you look, there are echoes of light. The last traces of stars that lived billions of years ago. Their glow still travels, still moves across the universe, still touches eyes and planets that weren't yet born when they died. Light doesn't hurry. It simply keeps going, patient, unwavering, eternal. And that light, some of it has reached you. The glow that lands softly on your eyelids tonight has crossed impossible distances through dust, through time, through gravity's gentle pull. It was born in the heart of a collapsing star, and it came all this way just to find you. Think about that. A photon leaves a dying sun millions of years ago, and tonight it arrives here, landing quietly on the world, sliding across your skin like a tiny blessing. That's how long the universe has been holding you, how far it's gone just to be near. Somewhere, beyond what we can see, more light is waiting. New stars are forming in dark cradles of dust, their fires not yet visible but already promised. Even in the silence, creation continues. Even in the cold, there's warmth preparing to bloom. The universe never stops. Not really. It just moves at its own rhythm. So slow we mistake it for stillness. But everything is changing. Right now, galaxies are colliding like slow-motion waves. Planets are forming from dust. Comets are falling into new suns. And somewhere, gravity is shaping another black hole, a newborn center of silence. If you could step back far enough, farther than any telescope, farther than any thought, you'd see that all of it forms a pattern. Every galaxy, every star, every life woven together like threads of one enormous tapestry. It moves, it breathes, it glows. It's the universe dreaming itself awake. And you're part of it. Every atom in your body was made in a star's heart. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the carbon that shapes your thoughts. All of it was born from stellar fire. You are literally made of light that learned how to rest. So rest now. Let the sound of your breath become like the hum of the cosmos, steady, deep, unbroken. When you inhale, feel the stars expanding. When you exhale, feel galaxies exhaling with you. You are part of this movement, not outside of it, not apart from it.
but within it, always. In the end, the black hole isn't darkness at all. It's transformation, a reminder that even endings are beginnings, that what falls can rise again in another form, that nothing truly disappears. It only changes its rhythm. So if tonight feels heavy, if your thoughts circle like distant planets, let them drift. Let gravity take them. Let silence fold them into the fabric of something larger. Because even your stillness is part of creation. Even your rest shapes the universe. You have traveled far enough for one night. You have crossed stars, fallen through gravity, and touched the heart of the unknown. Now you are home, right here in this moment, wrapped in the same space that holds galaxies. Close your eyes. Let the light fade slowly, like dawn behind your mind. The stars will keep turning. The universe will keep breathing. And you can let go now. Sleep, traveler. You are stardust, and the cosmos is your cradle. Everything you are is part of everything that ever was. You are safe. You are infinite.
Somewhere beyond the rim of our galaxy, there's another black hole waiting. It doesn't rage or roar. It simply pulls. Its gravity is so gentle at a distance that planets orbit peacefully around it. Stars drift close enough to glow, but not to fall. Only when you cross that invisible line, the event horizon, does the silence become absolute. No light escapes there. No message returns. But even that isn't destruction. It's change. Everything that enters becomes part of something new, folded into the invisible geometry of space-time itself. If you could hover safely above a black hole, you wouldn't see darkness. You'd see light bending, curving in impossible arcs, looping around the horizon like liquid gold. You'd see stars duplicated and stretched, reflections of galaxies distorted in rings of shimmering color, the last breath of light before it slips beyond sight. Astronomers call this the photon sphere, a place where light can orbit, endlessly trapped, never falling, never escaping. It's not science fiction, it's real. A ballet of photons caught in gravity's grasp, a dance too perfect and too strange for the human mind to fully hold. And yet somewhere in your own body, the same laws of physics are at work. The same gravity that bends light around a black hole is what keeps your feet on the ground. The same atoms that fall into singularities also make up the cells that help you breathe. The universe is not separate from you. It's happening through you. Imagine the pull of a black hole not as a monster, but as an artist, sculpting the very shape of space and time. It bends reality itself, creating tunnels where distance loses meaning. A second near the horizon might stretch into hours, days, or centuries for someone far away. Time itself dilates, like breath slowing before sleep. Einstein once said that gravity isn't a force. It's the shape of space-time curving under mass. And black holes are where that curvature becomes infinite, where space folds so sharply it disappears into its own shadow. But even then, the story doesn't end, because nothing in the universe truly stops. Even black holes fade. They radiate energy, not much, just a whisper, a sigh, through what Stephen Hawking called Hawking radiation. Over unimaginable spans of time, this radiation drains them of their mass until they dissolve back into the quiet sea of energy from which they once rose. A billion years from now, when the stars are gone and the galaxies have faded to embers, black holes will still remain, dark, patient, and ancient. And then, one by one, they too will vanish. The last lights of the cosmos will go out not in fire, but in silence. And yet, even in that silence, something will stir.
because endings in the universe are never truly ends. They are transitions from matter to energy, from presence to memory, from what is seen to what continues unseen. If you could hear the heartbeat of the universe, it wouldn't be a pulse. It would be a hum, a constant low vibration that connects every atom, every photon, every thought. You are part of that hum. You always were. As you drift further now, feel that vibration within you, the rhythm that moves through your breath, through your heartbeat, through the slow spinning of the earth beneath you. It's all the same motion, gravity and grace, endlessly intertwined. Far away, two black holes spiral toward each other. Their orbits tighten with every turn, releasing waves that ripple through space-time itself. Gravitational waves. They move silently through everything, passing through galaxies, stars, and you, stretching and compressing reality by the tiniest amount, like a soft cosmic tide. We can't feel them, but they're always there. The quiet breathing of the universe. When they finally merge, the collision releases more energy in a moment than all the stars in the galaxy combined. But no explosion, no light, just a shiver in space-time, a single note in an endless symphony. These waves travel outward forever, carrying the memory of that union across eternity. So even in silence, even in darkness, nothing is truly lost. The echo continues. And maybe that's what we are too. Echoes of stars, ripples of creation remembering themselves. Each thought, each dream, a soft vibration in the fabric of being, temporary, beautiful, and infinite all at once. In the heart of almost every galaxy, a black hole waits. Ours, at the center of the Milky Way, is called Sagittarius A-G. It's quiet now, hidden behind clouds of dust and light, but long ago it may have burned bright, devouring stars, pulling matter into spirals of glowing fire. That light traveled millions of years through space to reach our telescopes, carrying whispers of what once was. The entire galaxy moves around it, billions of stars, planets, and nebulae, each one part of a grand gravitational dance. It's as if the black hole is not a destroyer, but the heartbeat of the galaxy itself. A center of gravity, both literal and poetic, that holds everything together. Think of it this way: the stars are the melody, the planets are the rhythm, and the black hole is the silent pause, the rest that gives the song its shape. When a star ventures too close, its outer layers stretch and tear, forming a brilliant arc of light before spiraling into the dark. We see that flash across the cosmos, a brief cry of beauty before silence. But even then, nothing is truly gone. The energy, the atoms, the story, all of it continues, woven back into the universe's infinite fabric. Some scientists believe that inside black holes, the laws of physics as we know them no longer apply. Space, time, matter, they merge into something beyond understanding. A singularity, a point so dense, so infinitely curved, that even time itself cannot pass as we know it. But what if a black hole isn't an ending? What if it's a doorway, a bridge between universes? Some theories suggest that on the other side of a black hole, there could be a white hole, a mirror image that expels everything the black hole consumes. If that's true, then perhaps every collapse is also a creation. Every death, a birth somewhere else. Maybe the matter that falls into a black hole isn't lost. Maybe it's reborn in another reality, in another sky, as another star. And maybe you've been there before. Maybe the atoms that make you, the carbon in your blood, the iron in your veins, the oxygen that fills your lungs, were once part of a star that was swallowed by a black hole and then released again, reassembled by cosmic chance into the shape of you. You are the universe remembering itself, a temporary arrangement of eternal matter. When you look up at the night sky, you're not looking at something far away. You're looking at your own origin story. Every twinkle, every faint glow is a message from the past. Light that began its journey before humanity even existed. And among those lights, black holes move unseen, carving patterns of gravity that shape the galaxies themselves. We often think of black holes as silent, but they sing. They hum in gravitational waves, vibrating space-time like strings on an invisible instrument. Each merger, each ripple, is a note in the song of the cosmos, a song that began long before the first atom formed and will continue long after the last one fades. If you could listen, truly listen, to the sound of the universe, you might hear that music. A soft, eternal resonance, not chaos, not noise, just harmony. And maybe that's what peace is. Not the absence of sound, but the presence of balance. A balance so perfect that even the collapse of stars and the birth of galaxies feel like part of one unbroken breath. You can feel that breath in your own chest, the rise and fall, the rhythm of being. You are made of stardust, held together by gravity, illuminated by energy that once belonged to suns. The same rules that guide galaxies guide your heartbeat. The same silence that fills black holes waits in the space between your thoughts. In this moment, you are both infinite and small. You are light and shadow, energy and stillness. You are the cosmos, awake, aware, and alive. Far away, black holes continue their slow, graceful movements. Some merge in spirals of invisible power. Some drift alone in the quiet dark, patient and eternal. Each one a reminder that even in the deepest darkness, there is order, there is meaning, there is beauty. And just as galaxies orbit their center, so too do your thoughts orbit moments of stillness. Find that stillness. Stay there for a while. Let the noise fade. Let time stretch. Let the universe speak to you in silence. Black holes, for all their mystery, are also architects. They sculpt the galaxies we see. They decide which stars live and which fade. They are not chaos. They are structure, shaping the cosmic web like hidden hands. Every massive galaxy has one at its heart. Some are quiet, gentle giants, feeding slowly on drifting dust and gas. Others, quasars, blaze with unimaginable power, outshining everything around them. A quasar is what happens when a black hole feasts, spinning matter into brilliant light before swallowing it whole. It's a paradox, something that consumes light, creating even more of it before it disappears. That is the nature of the universe. The closer you look, the more opposites blend into one. Destruction becomes creation. Darkness becomes illumination. Silence becomes song. In that paradox, there's peace. Because you begin to see that not everything that looks like an ending really is. The black hole teaches us that endings can be beginnings we don't yet understand. Imagine two black holes slowly circling each other, their gravitational fields twisting space and time into ripples that travel across the cosmos. Those ripples, gravitational waves, were once just theory. Now we've heard them. Tiny shivers in the fabric of existence, measured here on Earth. Proof that the universe is not still. It breathes, it trembles, it feels alive. When those waves pass through us, we don't feel them, but our atoms do. Our planet stretches and relaxes, microscopically, as the universe sings its quiet song. You've probably never noticed it, but you are moving, not just through space, but through layers of invisible gravity. The pull of Earth, the curve of the sun, the drift of the galaxy, all shaping your path in a slow, endless waltz through time. And yet, in all that movement, you are perfectly still right now. Still enough to feel the pulse of creation. Still enough to hear what silence sounds like between stars. Some scientists think that inside a black hole, information is never truly lost. They say it's encoded on the event horizon, the surface where light itself stops escaping. A cosmic memory. A record of everything that falls in. Maybe the universe remembers everything. Every whisper, every touch, every spark of thought. If that's true, then nothing that ever was is ever truly gone. Everything leaves an imprint, a faint trace in the fabric of space-time. Even you, your laughter, your kindness, your quiet moments of thought, they all ripple outward, small but eternal. We like to think black holes are hungry voids, but perhaps they're also listeners. Perhaps they are keepers of stories, the great cosmic archives of everything that's ever existed. The next time you feel small, you are not forgotten. You are part of the memory of the universe. Every breath you take is recorded in the dance of atoms. Every heartbeat adds rhythm to creation. And when your body rests, when you sleep, when your thoughts drift into quiet, your consciousness becomes like space itself, vast, open, and full of potential. You fall into your own kind of black hole, a stillness where dreams form and dissolve. You cross your own event horizon, where the waking world fades and the dream world begins. The difference is, you always return. You emerge reborn from that darkness, renewed, lighter, clearer. Maybe black holes do the same. Maybe they inhale matter, transform it, and exhale it somewhere new. A cycle of death and rebirth so large and slow that we can only glimpse it in pieces. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke once wrote, "Perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses waiting to see us act, just once, with beauty and courage." In the same way, perhaps all the black holes in the universe are not monsters, but mirrors, showing us what lies beyond fear, beyond the edge, beyond what we can understand. To understand a black hole is to understand humility. It reminds us that we are not the center, we are participants. Tiny, beautiful participants in something so vast it defies imagination. And yet, we belong here, completely. Because the same laws that shape galaxies also shape the atoms in your eyes. The same gravity that bends light around a black hole keeps your feet on the ground. There's no separation, only scale. When you look into the sky, you are not looking out. You are looking in. You are seeing yourself reflected in the grand mirror of the cosmos. So breathe. Let go of the day. Let your mind expand outward, beyond your body, beyond the room, beyond the earth. Out there, in the silence of space, everything is calm. Everything moves with purpose. Nothing is wasted. You are safe here. You are infinite here. You are part of everything, and everything is part of you. Every black hole, no matter how vast or silent, eventually fades. Not with an explosion, not with violence, but with a whisper. Stephen Hawking discovered that black holes are not truly black. They glow faintly with something now called Hawking radiation. It's the softest light imaginable. Particles born from the vacuum itself, appearing at the edge of the event horizon, escaping into space like ghostly embers. Even black holes, it seems, cannot last forever. They evaporate, slowly, over trillions upon trillions of years, so long that no human word can measure it. A black hole's final breath is a flicker of light so delicate,
that it may be the universe's last spark. So from the beginning to the end, the story is always the same. Light becomes dark, and darkness becomes light again. A balance, a rhythm, a cosmic exhale. When you think about it, the black hole isn't a villain, it's a teacher. It shows us that even the deepest night still carries a trace of dawn, that even in silence there is song, that even endings, especially endings, hold the seed of something new. Imagine time slowing near a black hole. From far away you'd see matter spiraling inward, moving slower and slower, never quite crossing the event horizon. To you, it would appear frozen in time, but to that matter, to the falling particle, the drifting atom, everything would seem normal. It would pass through, beyond the horizon, into whatever lies within. This means time isn't one story. It's countless stories, all happening at once, each from a different point of view. To the universe, everything may be simultaneous, past, present, and future, woven together like strands of light. So perhaps there's no before or after, no life or death, no loss or return, just one continuous moment, changing shape, changing form, but never ending.